Gear point 1, time equals non-recoverable resource. Time is the only resource in the universe that comes without a reset button.
In engineering, when a resource is consumed, it is gone forever.
No backup. No recovery. No replacement. Time works the same way. At the age of 20 to 25, most people believe one dangerous lie. I still have time.
This assumption looks harmless, but in reality, it is a critical design flaw in the system called life.
Think of a machine that stays idle for too long. It doesn't become stronger. It doesn't improve. It slowly degrades. Human potential works exactly the same way. And used time turns into distraction, delay, and finally, permanent loss. In engineering, efficiency is calculated by output over time.
If time passes and output remains zero, the system is failing even if it looks stable.
Scrolling endlessly. Waiting for motivation. Planning without execution. From outside, everything seems fine. But internally, the system is rotting. Here is the brutal truth. Time does not warn you. Time does not negotiate. Time does not give extensions. It moves forward silently. While people keep promising themselves tomorrow. And one day, tomorrow turns into regret. At 25 plus, life adds pressure. Financial load. Family expectations. Social comparison. The same tasks that were easy at 20 now feel impossible under system overload.
Because early time freedom was wasted,
not invested. In engineering, early investment gives exponential returns. Late investment only gives damage control. You can earn money again. You can rebuild skills again. But you can never rebuild lost time. Time doesn't destroy people.
People destroy themselves by underestimating time.
And the ones who understand this early never live in regret. Gear point 2, degree is not equal to output, skill equals input. In engineering, there is one rule that never fails. Output depends on input, not on labels. You can paint a machine gold. Give it a beautiful name. Attach the best certificate to it. But if there is no working input inside, the output will always be zero. A degree works the same way. Most people believe a degree guarantees success. It doesn't. A degree is just a specification sheet. It tells the world what you were supposed to learn, not what you can actually do. The market doesn't pay for intention. It pays for execution. In real systems, no one asks, "Where did this machine study?" They ask, "Can it perform? Can it solve the problem? Can it deliver results under pressure?" If the answer is no, the system rejects it immediately. No sympathy. No emotion. Here's the silent trap. Everyone studies the same syllabus. Everyone gets similar degrees.
But very few build real, usable skills.
So the market becomes crowded with identical components. And only the efficient ones survive. In engineering, when input quality is poor, the output becomes unstable. That's why jobs feel insecure. Salaries feel unfair. Growth feels blocked. Not because the system is broken,
but because the input was never upgraded.
Skills are the real inputs. Problem solving, communication, adaptability, technical depth.
Without these, a degree is just packaging.
Attractive on the outside, empty on the inside. A degree may open the door once. Skill decides how long you stay inside.
Those who understand this early
stop chasing certificates and start building capability.
In engineering, no matter how powerful the system is,
if the input data is wrong, the output will always be wrong. There are no exceptions. You can use the best algorithm, the fastest processor, the most advanced technology.
But wrong data will still lead to wrong results.
Life follows the same rule.
Today, most people are running their lives on corrupted data.
Social media, highlight reels,
Filtered success stories.
they look at someone's outcome without knowing the variables behind it.
And then they start comparing. In engineering, comparison without context is a fatal error.
Different starting points, different resources, different timelines. Yet people judge themselves using someone else's final output. That's not motivation. That's self-sabotage.
When the brain consumes wrong data repeatedly,
It draws wrong conclusions. I'm too late. I'm not good enough. I can't do it. These are not facts. They are calculation errors. Here's what happens next. Confidence drops. Decision-making weakens. Risk-taking stops. The system enters safe mode. Low performance, low output, no growth.
all because the data source was flawed.
In engineering, the first step of optimization is data validation. You remove noise. You remove bias. You remove irrelevant signals. Only then does performance improve.
Life demands the same discipline.
Don't upgrade your effort until you clean your data. The moment you stop feeding your mind wrong inputs, your results begin to change automatically. Gear point 4: No load equals no optimization.
In engineering, a system is never optimized in comfort.
Optimization happens only under load. Without pressure, there is no feedback. Without feedback, there is no improvement. And without improvement, the system slowly becomes obsolete. Life works exactly the same way. Most people spend their youth trying to avoid load. They look for safe choices, easy paths, guaranteed outcomes. What they don't realize is that a system without load never reveals its true capacity. In real-world engineering, stress testing is not optional. You push the system to its limits. Not to break it, but to understand it. Weak points appear. Bottlenecks are exposed. Performance improves. Without stress testing, failure doesn't disappear. It just gets delayed. Comfort feels good. But comfort provides zero data. No pressure means no urgency, no learning curve, no growth signal. The system stays stable. But stability without growth is slow decay. Here's the uncomfortable truth. People who avoid pressure early face collapse later. Because life adds load eventually. Financial responsibility, family expectations, time constraints. And if the system was never optimized before, it fails under sudden pressure.
In engineering, controlled load builds resilience.
Uncontrolled load causes breakdown.
The ones who choose challenge early
Develop tolerance, strength, and adaptability. The ones who don't struggle when life stops being optional. Pressure doesn't destroy strong systems. It exposes weak ones. Growth begins the moment you stop running from load and start using it as a tool. Gear point 5: Mindset equals operating system.
In engineering, hardware is useless without a stable operating system.
The OS decides how resources are allocated, how errors are handled, how the system responds under pressure. Human life works the same way. Your mindset is your operating system. Two people can have the same degree, the same skills, the same opportunities. One rises, the other collapses. The difference is not intelligence. It's system behavior under failure.
A weak operating system crashes at the first error. One rejection shutdown. One failure self-doubt. One criticism permanent damage. Not because the person is incapable, but because the OS is unstable. A strong mindset does something different. It treats failure as feedback, errors as data, rejection as recalibration. In engineering, a system that learns from errors becomes more efficient over time. The human mind can do the same if it's programmed correctly. Here's the dangerous bug. Most people install their operating system from society, fear, and comparison. Play safe. Don't fail. What will people say? These are not protections. They are limitations. Upgrading the OS doesn't change reality. It changes response. And response decides outcome. Life will apply pressure. Errors will occur. Failures will happen. The question is not if, but how your system reacts. Life doesn't defeat people. Their mindset crashes before the battle begins. Upgrade the operating system. And the same life produces completely different results: direct hit closing line, full script end. When time is invested early, skills are built intentionally, data is filtered correctly, pressure is embraced, and mindset is upgraded. Success becomes a system outcome, not luck. If you want, I can now.